I had a question, and actually one of you viewers also had a question about the Earth shift. And I asked who can talk about this? And both these elders stepped forth and said, while there are some elves in their domains that can offer insight into the shift, because the elders have experienced the Earth shift into a golden age before, sometimes like multiple shifts have experienced shifts in the old Earth before the Atlantean Age, and now this new Earth and shifting and all. They've experienced it a lot more than some of the elves in their domain. They can offer some insight on what they've seen, what patterns they've seen, and things of the like. So I am going to now see which one wants to come through and start this journey. The Earth Elemental Elder, that's what she looks like. Very beautiful. I don't know if I've ever talked about this in a video. I know it's in the book, I'm pretty sure. But they were way back when mistaken as, well, a part of their miscommunicated story is nymphs. So nymphs, it's a combination of fae and Elfian souls that were appearing very beautifully as part of the earth in a way. And so nymphs is kind of, from the Greek mythology, is a mishmash of fae, so sprites, fairies, and elves, the Elfians, all kind of together telling the nymph story. So that's where and it's not necessarily a bad miscommunication, I don't know really how to describe it, but that's kind of where that comes from. So when you see their kind of the beauty of how they appear, that's, yeah. And this is the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder. He never incarnated in the physical form and during the Atlantean Age, so that's how the energy appears. And if you don't know this background information, for those of you who don't know, but the way that their energy appears is based on the elders and how the elders appeared in the physical form during the Atlantean Age, and the Flower of Inspiration helps them create that image because they wanted to appear as something that would feel familiar to us humans, so that when we saw them from beyond the veil, we wouldn't feel as if, oh, I don't know what this is. We would be like, I know you. And that's kind of why they did that. So a little background story there for those of you who don't know, because I know that there has been a flush of some new subscribers recently, so I wanted to give some background. Oh, right, let me use the book to see which one's starting. Which elder is starting? Which elemental elder is starting? Let's try it again. I opened to a completely blank page. Which elemental elder is starting? Okay. Last Elfian Cosmic Guardian, also known as the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder. He's the last Elfian Cosmic Guardian because that's what his soul used to be. There used to be Elfian elementals where they were kind of able to connect to all the elements of the cosmos, and same with Earth. That's the last Gaia assistant, is the Earth Elemental Elder, because they were a part of elves that are no longer in our system, or they're just, that's not how they've evolved and changed differently, so that's kind of how they became elders. So they had their own evolution and shift and ascension in their own realm, but I'll leave you to learning that story from them from the book or other videos, and let the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Elder of the Cosmic Elfian Elemental Domain of the Elfian Realm, Divine Masculine Frequency, step through. Whenever you are ready, and I have stepped back. Hello. I am the Divine Masculine, last Cosmic Guardian, Cosmic Elemental Guardian. That is the name, that is one of my names. That was what I was. And it's very nice to reflect upon what I was and where I am now as an elder. The shift of Earth. What we see in the cosmic level, I'm going to talk about, in the Earth Elemental Elder, she'll discuss the Earth shift on behalf of Gaia, but I will talk on behalf of the cosmos. what we are observing in the cosmos is the veil line is shifting. Humans are able to now see more planets, see more things in the cosmos. Things are revealing themselves. So that is an indication that dimensionally the Earth is shifting into the higher dimensional frequency, because now these physical things can be seen by all of you in the physical form. It also means that the veil is slowly it's shedding. It's shedding its skin. The veil line, what most of you don't know is that there are multiple different veils. And there's a veil of each dimension. So the 3D veil, then it gets pulled away. And the systematic and atmospheric and space elementals all kind of work in one, but mainly the systematic works with these veils, removing the different ones. So there's the veil of the 3D, you pull that away, and then you can see the 4D clearly. But there's still a veil of the 5D, you pull that away, and then you can see, and then it's just, there's different veils for each dimension, and the true unveiling is the unveiling of the last veil that's blocking humans from seeing everything. And that's the last one that's pulled, and that's a few dimensions away. You've still got a lot of work to do to get there, but there is a pulling of the fifth dimensional veil on a cosmic level. It is being pulled. But it is important that you know that the 5D is like halfway. That's like the halfway point. You still got more room to go. There's more room to grow. Yes, when the Earth fully shifts into the halfway point in the fifth dimensional frequency, it'll be at a higher level, but it doesn't mean that all of the negative things are going to be gone. It just means that it'll be more positive, but there's still work to be done. What we're seeing is a lot of planets are experiencing different, all planets experience shifts. Pull from our communicator, her star origins, not soul origins. Soul origins is where your soul was born from, and your star origins is the first planet that your soul incarnates on outside of your star origins. And there's obviously exceptions to those. I know that I had the communicator write those down, and maybe she'll put them in this video for you to see what those are. But there are a few exceptions where you're born and you stay on that one. So examples: Mars, Venus, Jupiter, etc., etc. So from her star origins, that planet experienced a shift when a soul left and became an ascended master, and a new soul entered. That planet experienced a shift, and she was experiencing it as well on a soul level, was feeling it, because the star origins was shifting and ascending to a different level. Because as a soul from a planet ascends to a different level, so does the Earth, and so does every single planet, and so does the planet that they came from. What I mean by that is it's all one. So when one soul ascends to a higher level, one human soul, or any soul, really, because it's all oneness in the universe. So one soul from one planet ascends to a higher level, becomes new, and makes room for something new to enter. That's a shift. Now the universe and the system is working differently, because there's a new ascended master and there is a new soul in its place. On the little planet that it's from. We call them the little planets because Earth's energy is very massively large and big, because it houses physical forms, so its energy is really heavily there, while these other planets that don't have, like, there aren't physical forms on it, they're lighter. They're lighter, very, very much lighter, and that just has to do with deeper things that I won't get into right now. But when that happens, then the Earth shifts as well into a different level, because that soul that ascended from the Earth, or that soul that ascended because of work that they did working with the Earth, working with the souls of the Earth, or they completed a purpose working with a human soul or whatever, it all revolved around the testing ground that is Earth. And then all the other planets along with that shift as well, because as the Earth shifts, the other planets shift. As the Earth shifts into a new dimensional frequency and can see these other planets are shifting away from the veil. And that veil line that was blocking Earth on a cosmic level from seeing things. I mean, you must understand now that there is, because humans have left the Earth atmosphere, of course. So when they exit the Earth atmosphere and go to the moon or wherever they have exited to in their spacecrafts. There is a veil line there as well, around the atmosphere of the Earth, because they're not clearly seeing the dragons and elves and fairies flying around the cosmos and all the different lines in the galactic orbit. They're not clearly seeing those. There is a veil line there. It needs to be removed on a cosmic level. And so those different things are shifting, and I hope that it is making sense and you're able to comprehend and understand what I am discussing, because the shifting and how dimensions work is important for you to understand that the veil isn't just on Earth. For you physical forms, it's not just on Earth, it's around the Earth's atmosphere. So as long as you are in the Earth's atmosphere, and if you go, because you can go, you humans can take your physical forms and go to the planets that you can physically see, like Jupiter or Mars. But the souls that are living on the planet, that are there, the aliens, you're not able to see them because there is a veil. There's a veil, and you take the Earth's veil with you when you exit the Earth's atmosphere while you're in the physical form. And you go on your little spaceships, you take the Earth's veil with you. It's how you are able to see beyond the veil. And so, yes, aliens are real, but you're all alien. You all are. You're all starseeds in some way. The term starseed really comes from, if you came, your soul's origins was from a starlight, which a lot of your soul origins are from starlights in some way. Because we also, we consider the sun and moon starlights in some way also. So it really, you're all starseeds in some way. And just, where's your star origins, that affects what it is and what your soul origins is. And all of you are alien in some way, because guess what? Your souls are not from the physical Earth. Your souls are from somewhere else. And the same goes for, really the only non-alien is the gray area, 3D or negative manifestation physical forms of the Earth. Those that are of different layers of Earth. There are different types of Earths as you ascend to different levels, and the ones that shed below and the ones above in the ascension process of the Earth. Those ones are more native to the Earth, and they don't have a source outside of the Earth. But for example, the dog group soul, the canine group soul, the Caninians, they have splits and they have a source, and their souls exist outside of, and they're alien in some way. The plants, the plantations on the Earth, the fruits, the vegetables, the trees, those are native to the Earth. Those are Earthian. But the human physical forms, those are alien. Really, if you think that you're all. So that is important for you all to understand, that it is bigger and wider than that, and every transition out of the physical form, every death that happens, every human death that happens, a shift occurs, and you all feel it inside of you. You can all sense and feel it, and we can as well. And when a soul ascends to a different level and has completed a purpose or mission, you can all feel it, we can all feel it. It's a shift, it's a change. The shift of the Earth specifically and how it's shifting, I don't know much about that. That's why my elder friend is going to come through and discuss that. But the shifts are constantly happening, and ascensions and upgrades are constantly happening. And the way that your physical forms are able to comprehend and see things cosmically is changing and shifting all the time. And just the open-mindedness and the open awareness to the galaxy around you is shifting, and the galactic orbit is even shifting now as well. There are so many shifts and changes and going on, and of evolutions going on for every realm, for the cosmos, the galactic, and every system in the universe and multiverse, and it's bigger and vaster, and shifts are constantly happening. And even within you, when you make the decision to take on a different ascended level, to upgrade, to take on a different mission, you are shifting and changing, and that affects the Earth, and that affects the cosmos. Everything does. It's all interwoven together. For more deeper details into the earth specifically, I'll let my earth elemental friend come through now. Hello, I am the last Gaia assistant, or the earth elemental elder of the Elfian realm, and I'm gonna discuss on behalf of Gaia. I work one-on-one with her angelic frequency more than the elves in my domain, and she's really the one who oversees and watches the shift of the earth itself, whereas God, Guardian of Delta, he watches over the shift of the souls. So he watches over your souls, she watches over the physical things. That's just how they work. They, in harmonic balance with one another, Gaia and God work together, the mother and father of earth. So she is sensing and shifting, and we as the elementals, and not just the elementals of the Elfian realm, but I mean the Fae and the dragon and the phoenix and all the elementals are really working hard to express and communicate. There are shifts happening. When you see certain weather anomalies like hurricanes, tornadoes, windstorms, thunderstorms, hailstorms, all of these different storms and weather shifts and natural wildfires. Because I will say, a lot of the wildfires are not wildfires. They're not natural. It happened as a result of man. I mean, the ones that just spontaneously happen, which are not as common as you think, they just spontaneously happen. Those are communications. That's Gaia communicating to you and asking us to communicate a message of what needs to be cleared, what needs to be cleansed, and how the earth is shifting. The earth dimensionally, you guys are not in the 5D yet. I'll be honest, you're not there yet as a collective earth. There are still some things that need to be shedded. But a lot of people think that there isn't anything going on because there is war. But I will say war is an indication that there is a shift going on, because the negative polarity has every right to fight back. It has every right, because the earth right now hasn't separated from the negative polarity yet and hasn't really shifted into positive polarity control entirely yet. The negative polarity still has control, still has a say. It has every right to fight back. So when there are light workers working energetically to bring about the shift of positivity to help the earth shift into the light, the negative polarity has every right to do something physically to try and counteract that. It just is how the polarity works on the earth. And there's only so much us beings of light and love can do. You all, because you have physical forms, have the ability to counteract that and work with that. The warriors of every realm, whether they incarnate in the physical or not, whether it's a human or an elf or a dragon or whatever, they have the ability to energetically fight back. But physically, the physical way of shifting away from negativity is not to physically fight. The shift away from the 7 deadly concepts will aid in it. So when you bring about the practice of shifting away from it, and you're more familiar with them as the 7 deadly sins, and the beautiful soul that is Jesus, who is connected to the Christ consciousness and golden Christed light, and is a ascended master angel guide. He's like angelic frequency guide of really he's ascended to angelic frequency at this point. Beautiful soul. He's a warrior frequency soul who came to communicate the truth, and he is a bringer of the Christ consciousness and the golden Christed sun light. And the golden Christed sun light can come in and purify away the 7 deadly concepts. And so if you're looking to help aid in the shift, you can ask Jesus to bring about the golden rays of the Christed sun to purify away the influence of the 7 deadly concepts, because the golden sun frequency is what can help with that the most. That is a higher solar frequency that can help really with the purification of it. And you can call upon the divine lunar frequency as well. The higher divine lunar frequency, the cosmic heart frequency, to also bring purification, the higher moon frequency, to bring about purification of the 7 deadly concepts, because those are the things that are the tests. Also with the shift, if you're wondering what is causing blocks, the experimentation is still happening. Experimentation caused the fall of Atlantis. So the biggest test for you humans is to break away from it and to stop the experimentation. And the experimentation now has become a lot psychological. has become very psychological, fear-based as well. And so to break away from experimentation and to step into love and light and positivity is the goal right now. And all of you as humanity, you're all being tested, and that's because you're seeing, can you break the cycle? So every cycle that you break, every generational cycle, every ancestral cycle, every cycle you break in your own life, every cycle you break if you had a past life of cycles and cycles and cycles of doing the same thing and you broke it in this lifetime, that is bringing about the shift. Those cycles ending and breaking. The biggest one that needs to end is the experimentation, of course, and also letting the 7 deadly concepts control the earth needs to break away as well. But another big one is just the patterns of the history of humanity breaking cycles. Just breaking cycles. Doing something else. Doing something different. Changing the narrative of your own life. Changing the narrative of the earth. That is how you can help. And until all of the cycles are broken, and until the experimentation is completely done, and until the earth isn't going to fully shift, the new golden age isn't going to happen when you reach the 5th dimensional frequency. And I know my cosmic elemental friend was discussing it. The 5D isn't the highest dimensional frequency. It just is the door. It is once Earth and once you as a soul in the physical form, but once Earth itself has fully established itself, and I mean fully established it deep in the 5th dimensional frequency, only then are you fully in the getting into the positive polarity control, and you can move higher and up because that's the halfway point. So the earth right now is in sometimes 4th dimensional and sometimes 3rd dimensional, but really it is establishing, it's pretty much established in the 4th dimension. Sometimes drops a little bit, but it's not established in the 5D yet, and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. We are seeing it as beings of light and love, and I don't know what you as an individual person watch and hear from people, but as how we see things, and the divine time frequency, Elfian elementals can speak on that more, but how we see it as soon. When we say soon, how we see soon is different than how you see soon. We see soon as, okay, it's gonna happen. It's in sight of happening. Let's say 300 earthly years ago, it was not in sight of happening yet. So it was not soon. But now it's in sight of happening. The shift into positive polarity control, and then from that point fully shifting deeper, and fully shedding away the negative polarity. That is coming soon. But soon doesn't mean tomorrow, and soon doesn't mean in 5 years. Soon doesn't mean in 2032, which I know that's not what soon means. Soon means it's in sight of happening, but we cannot predict the future. We can see energetic. We can see how it's shifting. And Gaia can see, and God can see that it's in sight of happening. But every decision that you make as an individual and every decision that the collective humanity makes affects just how soon. And you have to just trust the process. And the earth is shifting and you can help it shift. And the things that I discussed, but also when a certain weather phenomenon happens, ask yourself why. If a windstorm happens, what is clearing? Why is the water coming? Why is it a snowstorm? Why is a hurricane happening in this place? Ask why. Sit and ask Earthian, Elfian elementals of the weather, communicators of Gaia, why is this happening? Why is this happening in this location? What can I do to help, using my physical form to help clear? What can I sit and use magic-like frequencies and clear and cleanse? What can I use my power as a manifester, as a higher light being? What can I use my spiritual power using the high priestess frequency? How can I use that in the physical form to help you with whatever you're trying to clear, whatever you're trying to cleanse? Ask how you can help using the tools at your disposal in the depths of your soul, in the depths of your Akasha, reclaiming your soul wisdom, asking how you can help. And we will tell you how you can help that specific area of land. But it's not like you're going to sit on the couch and it's just going to happen by you. This is a collective effort that everyone has to play a part in. And everyone is going to play their part in it. Whether it's on the positive or negative side, they're going to play their part in it. And everyone has a role in the shift. Whether it's positive or negative, everyone has a role in the shift. And no soul, no matter how negative their acts may seem, originated in darkness. And releasing judgment of even, and we see and we know, and we're not going to name human names, but we see and we know those humans in the physical form who it seems like they're very, very, very dark. We see that. Their soul didn't originate in darkness, it originated in love and light. And so if you give and give gratitude and say, I'm sending love and light, and I'm thankful for you for showing me that we need the positive polarity now. You can change the narrative. Use these higher frequencies. Connect to the angel frequencies. Connect to the beings of higher light and love. And don't believe the miscommunications. Look for the truth. Be a truth seeker. My chief warrior friend, he will tell you, be a truth seeker. Be that. That can help in the shift. The earth is shifting, but it's not going to fully establish itself in the 5D overnight. It's not going to ascend higher overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take your power and your intention. Just release control of the outcome. So many of you, and we see it, so many of you light workers, have put so much expectation on the outcome of how soon the shift is going to come. Don't put a year date on it. Don't say by 2032 it's going to happen. Don't put a limitation on it. Don't put an expectation on it. Relinquish control of it. Because I know when you're working, and we know because our communicator, we see her working, we see her getting stressed and worried, and that's a negative emotion trying to further entrap you. You cannot force it to happen before it's ready to happen. You just have to trust. Because that mind of what could I do more, what can I do more, worry, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing this, that is worry. That is negative. That is a negative emotion that's not helping the shift. Every day where you set the intention, I'm going to connect to my highest self today. Every day where you set the intention, I'm going to do a positive act of kindness today. Even if the only thing you do that day is hold the door open for a stranger or give $1 to a homeless person, you are helping in the shift of positivity. That's it. You don't have to stress and worry about it. Don't do that. Humans, don't do that. Don't put expectation, relinquish control. If you're a light worker and you're worried that you aren't doing enough, you are doing enough. If you want to know how you can do more, ask. But don't feel like you need to be doing more. Don't feel like if the shift into the 5D hasn't happened yet that you are doing something wrong, because again, that's the ego mentality and that's the negative polarity trying to entrap you again. Just relinquish control and trust. Yeah, I see it. I see all of you humans are tired of it. You're tired of the 3D, 4D world. You're tired of it. You're like, when will it happen? When will it happen? But that tiredness of it, again, that's coming from trying to control the universe, and you can't control it in that way. You can control it by saying, I see with love and light. The earth will shift when it's ready and when we have passed our tests. Because there are so many tests that you as an individual soul, but also collective humanity, still need to take and pass before you're ready, and don't try and force it. Don't try and force it. Take it day by day. Present moment awareness, day by day by day. Don't try and force anything. Take it day by day. You go outside and you appreciate nature. You breathe in the fresh air. You watch the way the birds fly by, and you're really there in the present moment. That is enough to break a cycle of the non-present moment collective humanity that has been happening. That breaks the cycle to help. You want to know the biggest thing you can do? Humans have created a cycle of being entrapped and always thinking of the next thing, rushing the next thing. Our communicator said she noticed this and when she goes into stores, into physical human stores, and how they're always pushing the next commercial holiday. Yeah, they're always pushing it. Before one season is even done, they're already pushing the next. There isn't enough time to fully feel the present moment. Always pushing the next, always rushing the next. Rushing fall before fall is ready to come. Rushing winter before winter is ready. Present moment. Focus on the present moment. Feeling each day as it is. Stepping away from media, stepping away from this, focusing on being present in the earth. Not present in your television screen, present in the earth. That will help. That will help you also feel the shift more. And it's little shifts. And it is important to know that in dimensional frequency, there's little points, there's little checkpoints. You have to get past 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, until you get up into 5. So there's still, just don't try and force it. And that's really the best that we can communicate to you all right now in discussing the shift more. That's the best we can do right now to help you. The best we can do right now based on just where you are all collectively, dimensionally. And right now that's all we can discuss because that's all we know. That's all we can see. We will never tell you that we can predict the future. We tell you everything changes. It's all based on what we see, and things change overnight. When it comes to energy, things change overnight. The energy of, for example, a soul wanting to be born in the physical. That, like, okay, oh nope, the energy isn't right here. I'm gonna pick the next one. Oh, okay, that changes. When there is that, but the shift into a whole new dimensional frequency, that's not gonna happen overnight. But the energy of, okay, now Mercury is in retrograde, that happened overnight, and that's okay. Now it's not in retrograde, that happened overnight. But that's not like the shift away from the negative polarity, fully separation from the negative polarity. That's gonna take like really like pulling away, and a nickname that we give the elementals in my domain are gardeners, pulling away. And we also do call the warriors gardeners as well, just like whacking, weed whacking, pulling away, like really, like it's as if you think of infestation. We used to communicate through our communicator in other languages. English, this is her first time in a physical form that's English, so, but American, so we're going to try and tap into her Akasha, throwing in another language that she doesn't even know how to speak yet. She hasn't tapped into reclaiming that yet, but fully deep in there, like pulling the roots out. Like it's like the negative polarity is rooted. You gotta really pull the roots out, and there's work that goes into that. Some things happen, like a retrograde shift or a season shift, that can happen overnight, but not the big shift. The big shift isn't gonna happen overnight. And so know that those little things that can change pretty quickly also change how we're able to see when the earth is ready. A war could end overnight, and okay, now the earth is at a different level than it was the day before, getting to the place of shifting into the higher light. But we can't fully see the future. We're not going to tell you that, okay, by the 300s, the earth's we don't know. And also, we don't tell time the way you tell time. And so don't go asking us to give you a specific date, because we don't know. Because you can change the future of the earth. The future is unwritten. It is. Every action changes it. And it's important that you know that. And I hope that we're doing the best that we can to communicate using the English language in the way that this is not how we fully communicate. And the best that we understand how to use the words to communicate to you, and the best we know how to translate to what level you all are at. And we hope that we know that it can be sometimes hard to understand what we mean, but we hope that you're able to understand it. Because my cosmic elemental friend, he's at a higher dimensional frequency than I am, and he can explain things differently than I can, and it's all, everything, it's not perfect, nothing is perfect, and get the perfect idea out of your head, because it's not perfect, nothing's going to be perfect. There is imperfections, and that is natural, and it's not just human, it's cosmic, galactic, it is a truth of life, because wanting to make everything perfect is an ego ideal, because nothing will ever be perfect, because perfect is a false construct of humanity. It's important you know that as well. And now, we say goodbye. Thank you. I felt like I was out of my body for a while. I have no idea how long that they were talking for, but I hope that that offered clarity. I know it offered me some clarity because they really shined a light on the fact that I do sometimes feel like, how is this helping? When are we gonna get there? Come on, let's get to the new golden age. But like really laying out that we have, like, after the 5th dimensional, I mean the 6, 7, 8, 9, like we have dimensions to go through before we get to the golden age. I mean, we're gonna step it closer, but it's not, yeah. I mean, the shift into it, and once we get into like the full golden status away from the negative polarity, there's still shifts to be done from there. And it's not as fancy niceness and all tied with a pretty bow as I know I have thought. It's more than that. And thank you, elders, for, I mean, that helped me. I hope it helps you, because there's a lot more. There's a lot more that we still need to do, and it's not meant to be easy, because the fall from Atlantis wasn't easy. It was hard. It was hard on every realm. It was hard. And so of course it's not going to be easy to get back there. And yeah, the ending the experimentation, that is the biggest one. And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of work. But that's kind of how karma is, right? I mean, it took a lot of work to get Atlantis to fall. Really, it did. The souls that got lost in negativity, again, and the things that they did, they put work and effort into that to do negative acts. So why do we think that we're just gonna magically, overnight, say love and light and it's just gonna be done? No, it's breaking the cycle. And humans have gotten used to the pattern of experimentation that we don't even realize when it's happening. But I think now we're starting to realize very more openly, and not giving power to it, just ending it. Like, you don't have to sit and linger and discuss all the things that are experimentation. It's just acknowledging it and ending it. Just right then and there, ending it. So thank you, elders, really. And stay inspired, beautiful souls, and I hope that you continue to work every day to help shift the earth in some way, but every little shift is something. And I know that it is hard for the elves to communicate with the vocabulary that I have, with just how we are dimensionally. I know that it's not easy for them to step through and try and use the tool that they have, because I'm not perfect. I mean, there's still things that I need to learn, so I know that it is hard for them to do that, and they still do it anyway to help. So thank you for that, because it's not easy for them. And if they can do it, if they can take that it's not easy for them to try and use a language that they've never really used before to communicate and help, why can't we take the hard steps to try and help? Why do we always have to take the easy way out? Like, why can't we too? Because they're playing their part to help in the shift, and we can too, by doing what's not necessarily easy.